Hi everybody. Yes, it's dark, but this is Jeff. I'm Garage Maker Guy, and this is something I've been working on for the slot car track. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's talk about the guardrail system and lighting system that I came up with. So there are the lights. Not done yet, but let's go ahead and turn on the real lights and we'll walk around and check it out. But as you can see, this lights up really well, and you can take a look and see that we've got the catch fence in there, and yeah, it's taken a long time, a lot of CAD work, designing the 3D printed stuff and coming up with the materials and figuring out the assembly. I'm going to try to go over that in this video. So let me back up and turn the lights on so we can see everything else. Okay, wow, that's better. So some of you may have seen the previous video or not, where I mentioned there's a huge need for a real guardrail slash track lighting solution and catch fence. Especially if your stuff's up on a table like this and we're on a concrete floor, and you know, these cars are, you know, anywhere from 30 bucks to 75 bucks or more. If you're getting some of the crazy ones, they can go in excess of $100, $200. But mostly we just want to keep the cars on the table. So this is what we came up with. This is the finished product. I'll show you guys the base piece. So essentially, we have these blocks. This is like kind of the foundation of the whole system I came up with, and they actually plug into the Carrera track in the factory locations. These bars right here are 1/8" steel rod, and those go through and provide the guardrail functionality. And then we have these 3D printed brackets that they clip on to 1/4" aluminum that's been bent, and they hold this stuff called quick mesh. And because I was trying to find, I was going to use regular screen, and then you got to cut it at a 45-degree angle to make it look like chain link fence, and I found this stuff, and it works really, really well. And then of course I added this U molding to go around to, because the edge of this stuff, this is it's pretty sharp, and if you get people reaching over it, they're going to cut up their hands, and also it just looks pretty cool. The light, this is 3D printed. This is an adapter that goes from the 1/4" tubing down to just a standard USB female connector housing. And then this tip here is the light cover housing that's also 3D printed, and it works pretty well. So go ahead and take a quick look here. Now I'll get over to the other side of the track where all I have are the guardrails. And for some of these, I made this bend. I made it so you could actually do a real like catch fence from NASCAR where they have this across the top, but I decided it wasn't really necessary, and it's not necessary to put a light in every spot, so I have these caps that go over the end. The pieces that I'm showing you right now have been painted in a primer gray, just a standard Rust-Oleum, well, that stuff. So it works pretty good. I wanted to give it that, you know, concrete block slash, you know, painted metal look, and I think it came out pretty darn good. So now cutting each piece is cut. Each of the mesh is cut by hand, because remember, this is a banked turn, so nothing is straight. It's like a trapezoid, so it just takes a little bit of time. And then the pieces here that snap on the back, we go around the front you can see that they're held together with two M3x8 Allen machine screws with another piece that provides a really sturdy clamp to hold the mesh in place. So let's go ahead and walk around here. Got a few more sections to do there. And so we get over to here, and this is just the guardrail. I haven't done the lights or the catch fence for this side. The catch fence, you know, I wasn't really doing it for the realism. I was doing it for, you know, protecting the cars, keeping the cars on the track. Not so much of a deal with the 24 scale cars, especially if you're not running modified cars. But the 32nd scale cars, I have a lot that are modified, and they are super fast. And all it takes is for somebody to come over here and pull the trigger, and yeah, you're gonna send them. So it's really hard to see the steel thing. And the reason why I chose this, the reason why I choose a lot of things, it's because it's what I had laying around. So, you know, you don't need to go out and spend a crap ton of money to make something that's, whenever I make things, I try to make them functional, and then I try to make them look as good as they can in a reasonable amount of time. So, you know, you can make something look perfect, and that's awesome. If that's your goal, then go for it. But I wanted something that was functional, and I wanted it to get done. Unlike the scenery that I have yet to finish. But with all this virus crap that's going around, I'm definitely hanging out at the house, and I might just have enough time to get some more stuff done on the scenery. But back to the guardrail stuff. Give you guys a quick overview of what it is. I'm going to try to hold the camera here while I kind of go over it, and then I'll snap it on the mount and show you how it all goes together. So this is the first piece. This is the piece that snaps into the Carrera track, and I designed it very similar to the little red clips that hold the track together. It's got a spring-loaded tab here that locks in place in the Carrera track, and then there's a couple of holes for the 1/8 inch steel, and then this is a 1/4 inch inside diameter that matches the aluminum tubing. And then, as you can see, maybe not, the hole gets smaller in the bottom, so the tubing comes in here and it will stop and not go all the way through the bottom. So you get something like that. Okay, so that's the main piece, and this is all made with Prussia mint, which is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, filaments out there for 3D printing. I had always had issues with the tolerances on PETG, and for those of you that aren't 3D printing savvy, that is the same plastic that most of the water bottles are made out of and things like that. But it can withstand high temperatures and cold and being in sunlight, and it's not it's very durable. So the next piece that goes on is this guy, and this is the light post to light housing adapter, and this is a 1/4 inch. It's got a, I don't know if you can see it, it's got a taper on there, and it's got this end goes over the pipe, and then this end is for the USB socket, the female socket that the light actually plugs into. We'll get to that more later. I'll actually assemble one. And then from that, we have the actual USB socket. You can get these things for, I don't know, a 10-pack for like $6. It comes with that little connector there. And then these are the lights that I'm using. It's pretty simple. I don't know, I think they're like a couple bucks a piece, or maybe less. I think you get 5 for $6 or something like that. So that goes together, and then I should probably get this light housing out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and try to put this thing together. I'm trying not to have to edit this and sew 2 videos together, so thank you for your patience. I'm going to be moving the camera around a lot. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. So here's a piece of track, and so the little grooves, it just snaps right in. Just like that. And then we have the post that goes in here. And then we have this piece here, like so, and actually put the connector together. Got one pre-wired here, so basically just take this guy, put him down there like that. It's probably going to be a horrible video because I'm not checking to see how much of this is actually, if I've got the camera in the right position. But it's a nice thing about digital stuff, you can just redo it. Yeah. So these things just pop in there, and then it's a little fidgety like that. Now we have the socket for our light, and that goes in here like this. Let me get one more part out of here, which is the actual housing that goes over. And then you have a light. Okay? Now the guardrail piece, basically I'll have another one of these. So we have our 2 spots here. Now this is the source of the 1/8" steel rods. So this is the insulation supports. This is what goes up in your attic when you want to do blown-in insulation, but you don't want it to go out into the soffits. And I think you get a box of these, and it's like what, 100 pieces. I think it's like $10. So basically, you just take these and run them through the holes like that. And after you get it, once you've got them around your track, as you've seen earlier in the video, they'll form to the curve or whatever section that you have. So just like that. So, and then I cut them to fit so they join, you know, like halfway through, and I just cut the pieces with I have a very small pair of bolt cutters that works really well, but if you've got, you know, a vice grip hand, you can actually probably use heavy duty wire cutters to do it, but the bolt cutter worked better. The other thing I thought about was using just 3D printing filament. I think it's about the same diameter. You could just run that through there. Or if you really wanted to get fancy, you could use the aircraft wire, the steel cable. That would probably also work. But this is what I had, so this is what I used. Okay, so the next thing is This is the quick mesh, and I will go through and add all of the links. So this is the quick mesh stuff. Just watch out. It gets to be problematic when you start uncoiling it. So this is what it looks like, and what we do here is we use these clamps that just snap on like so. And basically we cut them out, and then these little pieces go over here, and we use some M3 by 8mm Allen bolts. I think I got 100 of these for like $6. That's them right there, and that's great. The other thing is this U-molding, which that's what it looks like when you get it. It's I think 25 feet, and I think this was actually the single most expensive piece. I think this was like, I don't know, 15 bucks, maybe the mesh. I think the mesh was like $20, but you get a lot. So this stuff goes on there. It can be, you just have to be patient to put it on there and just work it along the edges there, and eventually you'll get a nice protective edge there that's that protects your fingers from getting, and clothing from getting caught on it, and it also protects your cars from hitting a sharp metal edge. So that's I think that's where it is. As far as the metal goes, I get these, and this is where, if you're going to do this, buy the bulk rods, because I think K&S is the main provider for these materials used in a lot of hobbies. But they want like, I don't know, $4.99 for one piece that's 12 inches long. I got 6 3-foot pieces for like 30 bucks. So I think one package actually did one of those giant turns. So no, that's the more economical way to go. All I did was I took these pieces and I cut them into 10-inch lengths, and I used old school pipe cutter to do it there. Of course, I could have put it on a chop saw with a cutoff wheel on it, or used a bandsaw or something like that, but that doesn't leave a really nice edge. And again, this is what I had readily available to me. The only thing I did buy was a tube bender, and this one worked really well. I think this was like $16 or something. Again, I'll put this information for this in the description. So essentially it was cut the tubes 10 inches in length, do the bending, make sure you write down, mark the tubing where the bend starts, because you do not want to, you want to get the bend done the first go. You don't want to have to put it back in here because you can have problems with it. So I think I went to like 40, I don't know, 50 degrees maybe, something like that. My goal was to, when you're standing up, that you don't actually see the bulb, that you just see the light on the track, and that worked out really well. So let's see, yeah, these are the packs of the little lights. They come in a package like this. I will put that link in the description as well. Here's a pack of the USB connectors, and what else? I think that was pretty much it. So yeah, I think that's about it. Kind of a mess. Apologize for the horrible video, but I just wanted to get this out here. I'm not doing this to make any money. However, I did put a lot of engineering time, a lot of CAD time. The 3D printing time, yeah, it took a long time to print this stuff, but all I really do is load the files, press go, and the first couple of fails, adjust the design for that. I think we had about 4 revisions on the bottom piece before I got it nailed, and so that was where a lot of time went, to to get in there. I haven't made the files available. I thought about putting them on Thingiverse. I thought about trying to, you know, put them on a site where I could get, I don't want to charge a lot of money for it, but I'm thinking like, you know, $5 or $10 for the thing. I thought about making these and selling them, but my time and the actual amount of time it takes to put these together and paint them. However, the painted ones do look really good. I have ordered some new filament in an urban gray, which I think is very close to this color. However, it won't have the 3D printed stuff. If you haven't seen it before, it has layer lines in it. And if you're a perfectionist, I am sometimes, but in this application, as long as it's, you know, it's functional, I don't care. And again, the reason why these are bright neon green is because that's what I had, and I just, you know, bought a, you know, cheap can of paint and painted them. So either way, I think that's about it for this one. Go ahead and put the video, the editing, well, I don't edit my videos because it's just too much work. But I will put the links down, make a description. If you have any comments or have any ideas on how I can, you know, fairly distribute this, like I said, I'm not here to make any money. But if you're interested in this stuff, I wouldn't mind entertaining printing the parts, but I'm not going to do the painting and the assembly. That would all be on you guys. But let me know if you like it, and we'll go from there. I'll take one more look at the track. But yeah, so it looks pretty good. Pretty happy. Big spot that needs to be finished. So, but it does protect the cars, and it actually looks pretty good. So to do just this is actually really easy. This is just a simple guardrail, and it works pretty good. And a lot of people will say, well, if the cars hit those green posts, well, this guardrail is attached to the shoulder, so that car is going through there enough to hit that thing. It's not really driving very well. Yeah, you have to exercise some control. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too painful for you to look at, and I'll talk to you soon. Have fun. Cheers.